everyone, welcome back to my channel. This evening I am making wonton noodle soup. This is a really easy, simple dish if you are in the mood for a Vietnamese hot soup. On my channel I also have a recipe on how to make wontons. They are super easy to make, nice and simple, so I will make sure that I link that down below. Please make sure that you do press that subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. Wonton noodle soup is extremely easy to make. You only need 5 ingredients for the actual soup. So that is spring onion, shiitake mushrooms, garlic and ginger, plus some chicken stock as well. So if you are tired after a day at work, this recipe is really simple for you. For this recipe, you will need 3 cloves of garlic, 5 slices of ginger. However, I really love my ginger, so I add in more. If you also have someone in your family that has a cold or is sick at the moment, add in extra ginger too. It's really good for you. You will also need a small bunch of spring onions, just the white part and a bit of the green to give it that extra flavor. You will also need 3 to 4 shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms have an extremely strong flavor, so if you do like that extra bit of flavor, you'll be adding in some more shiitake mushrooms. And then last but not least is 7 to 9 cups of chicken stock. To add extra flavor to this soup, I'm just going to add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. So soy sauce, and I'm also going to add 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. Fish sauce is really strong, so if you aren't into really fishy soups, maybe just keep it to 2 tablespoons. So 3 tablespoons of soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. Then just give it a bit of a stir just to make sure that all the sauces and the stock and the mushrooms have got all the flavor. You're then going to bring this to a boil and let it simmer for roughly 15 to 20 minutes. I then like to set aside my stock so then the flavors get a little bit more stronger before I serve it. But if you are in a really big hurry, you can just let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes and then serve it with wontons and noodles. So I'll come back in about 15 minutes and I'll show you what it looks like. This has been sitting here for about an hour now, and we're just going to do a bit of a taste test. So Lewis is going to taste the soup for us and see if it's strong enough. What do you think?
Bloody ripper.
That's good.
So good.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, we need to take out all of these ingredients so then we can cook the wontons for our noodle soup. I'm also going to cook my wontons in this broth as well, just to get more flavor. So these are some wontons that I prepared about a week ago. You can freeze them. Just be careful that if they are stuck together like these, that you're putting them in the water together, because trying to rip them apart, you might put holes in them. So this is the ingredients that I took out from the soup. So what I'm going to do, Lewis really likes having the mushrooms in with his wonton noodle soup. I'm not so much of a shiitake mushroom fan. So I'm just gonna take these out, and some of the garlic cloves as well. And I am just going to chop them up. Just be careful that when you are cutting up the shiitake mushrooms that you are using a really sharp knife. They feel a little bit elasticy, so sometimes they're a little bit hard to cut through. The egg noodles that you will need for this recipe, you just get from the Asian greengrocer, and they just look like this. So you want to make sure that if they are powdered, that you're putting them in the hot water and then rinsing them, just to make sure that you're getting either this corn flour or tapioca flour. It stops it from getting all gluggy and sticky. So you can use any Asian greens that you like. I have chosen some homegrown bok choy or pak choy, I'm not really sure which one is which. So I'm just gonna pop that in my broth, so my wonton noodle soup, for approximately 2 minutes, just till they've softened up, and then I'll put them in our bowls to serve. Oops. Oh, it's not much.
No.
Oh, that's it? Oops, it like
each?
Huh?
Oh yeah, there's only like 6 leaves on each one.
That's okay. Alright, so now it's time to cook the wontons. So because I have a large pot, I'm going to put them all in at once. The way to know when wontons are cooked is when they start to float to the surface. So you'll notice that they'll just bob on the top of the water, and then that's when they are ready. Right, so while my wontons are cooking, I'm just going to put in 2 lots of noodles. It is really important that you set a timer. My timer is on for 25 seconds. You have to make sure that when you put your noodles in the water, that you are actually moving them and trying to separate them, because they do get sticky. To put them in my strainer. You then need to run the noodles through some cold water. Just rinse off any of that powder or any slime that you can feel. These will cool down, but when you put them back into the soup, the hot water will make them warm again. Next, I'm just going to take some of the wontons, pop them on top. So usually I serve about 5 to 6 wontons per bowl. But again, depends on obviously how hungry you are and how many you like to eat. Then just adding a few ladles of your stock to your wonton noodle soup. Alright, and then you can add whatever garnishes that you like. So Lewis has some shiitake mushrooms, some spring onion and some garlic. I'm just going to add some spring onions to mine. We also like to add a little bit of chili oil to our wonton soup as well. Do you want some? Mm-hmm. This just adds a little bit more flavour.